Hey, everybody, this is Captain Yeet here for you for the All Grown Up episode review. This is going to be All Grown Up Season 1, Episode 8, titled It's Cupid Stupid. So let's get into it. Also, Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all your mothers out there. I pray that they're all okay and being well and you guys able to spend time with them. Happy Mother's Day. So, anyway, the episode starts off with Dill. He's goofing around inside the printer room and he's putting this weird combination of food in the printer. And then this new character comes in and he's really scared he's about to get in trouble. Then we get the theme song. After the theme song, Dill and this guy start to talk a little bit. This guy name is Little Q. He's a new student from far, far away, and I'm putting my money that this guy is a Cupid in training. I'm putting my money on that. He's a Cupid in training because we get a lot of unique stuff that happens later on in the episode. Anyway, he's also in the happy sack. He wants to get on the team, but he can't exactly do that just yet because he has to work on his aim. It was kind of funny because when they start to talk at first, Dill thinks that he's an alien, but then when he really looks at him, he's like, wait a second. Oh, you're not an alien. He's like, oh, wait a second. You don't have like a really big head. Your fingers aren't super long. I think he was trying to describe E.T. or the classic gray alien. And he's like, yeah, I'm not an alien. Like, look at me. I'm not an alien. So they become friends. After that, we go over to Angelica's classroom. The teacher in this classroom is the drama teacher that we saw like a few episodes ago. Well, she's not confirmed to be the drama teacher, but I'm assuming she is based on the way she talks. She's talking about love and romance and true love. She's also talking about the school dance that's going to happen on Valentine's Day. Then we see Angelica. She is fawning over this kid named Sean. Like, look at her. She is just smiling and cheesing ear to ear. And he's not even doing anything. He's just picking his teeth with his finger. I mean, obviously, you're in love. You're going to love whoever you love no matter what they do. Well, hopefully, there's a limit. If they kill someone, I want to chill out a little bit. But, she's just fawning over him. And Susie notices this. So she cracks a little joke telling Angelica that you can fill up the football field with the amount of drool that she's drooling over this boy with. And she goes, what? Hey, he's mine. Don't you dare try to take him. Susie looks at him, picking his teeth. Oh no, I'm so sad I can't get with the guy. Like she does not she wants nothing to do with this Joker. Then we go into the hallway and Tommy and Chucky are talking, and they're both talking about how they're not really ready for a school dance, especially this one that's supposed to be about Valentine's Day. Then they're 10, 11. They're not really supposed to be focusing on romance and stuff like that. Chucky's like, you know what? You're right, Tommy. I mean, besides, even though I'm 11, I'm kind of low on the popularity and social scale. So Tommy goes, okay then, let's make a pact. We're gonna go to the dance as bros. Yeah, let's do it. They fist bump, but as soon as they say that, Nicole walks to the side and Chucky sees her. He goes, hey, Nicole. Obviously, he's smiling and cheesing. We know from episode 3, he is head over heels for her. And then he goes, he goes, Tommy, what are we talking about? Tommy just shakes his head like, you gotta be kidding me. So then we go to the lunchroom, and little Q and Dill are talking. And Q is saying that he only gets 1 week a year to prove himself to get on the team to get good aim with the hacky sack. And that 1 week a year is always in February. No, sorry. I think he says the 1 week thing later on, but specifically in this conversation, he says it's always in February. February with Valentine's Day, and he does something later on in the episode. Like, come on, this guy has to be a Cupid in training, man. Anyway, after that, we go over to a lunchroom table with Chucky, Phil, and Lil and Tommy. And Lil, she says that she's the third in charge of the decorations at the school dance, so she wants to make sure she does it right. And then Tommy invites Phil to be in their little group to go to the dance as bros. He cracks a little joke saying that, hey, I don't have to buy you and Chucky corsages, do I? Nah, you don't have to do that. And they both start to laugh, but Chucky's not laughing. Chucky's looking over to the side, looking at Nicole, eating, just smiling and cheesing. Boy, that boy is head over heels. So then he turns back to Tommy. He goes, you know what, Tommy? I have to tell you something. I'm thinking of asking Nicole to the dance. He's like, what? Chucky, you just said you. Tommy, he wasn't like yelling, but he was like, what? You just said you're gonna go to the dance with us as bros. He goes, yeah, I know, but I think I had an emotional breakthrough since we had that conversation. He goes, Chucky, we had that conversation 5 minutes ago. What are you talking about? And then they start to talk for a little bit. And Chucky goes, you know what? I'm sorry, Tommy. You're right. I mean, I did promise you that I'll go to the dance with you and Phil as bros. Tommy feels a little bad because he can tell obviously his best friend is super in love with this girl. He goes, you know what? Chucky, it's okay. You can ask her to the dance. It's no problem. Really? All right. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? That's when he says that Angelica comes over. She's saying, well, she could laugh in your face until her sides hurt and reject you. And then as soon as he says that, little Q turns around. So it's kind of bright, isn't it? I think because of the sun and stuff. Let me fix that. Okay, I'm back. So Lil, she goes, "Hey, Angelica, aren't you coming to the dance?" She goes, "Of course I am." And the coolest boy and the most handsome boy in school is going to ask me out. He just doesn't know it yet. So at first, Phil thinks that she's talking about a boy that can peel the skin off his foot in one go. Obviously, Angelica's like, "What? I am not talking about that Joker. That is disgusting, even for you. That is pretty nasty." I don't know why Phil thought Angelica, of all people, would go with someone like that. But she goes, "No, I'm thinking of Sean. He's gonna ask me. He just doesn't know it yet." They're like, "What?" Then we go over to little Q, and Q goes, "Hey, what's up with Angelica being mean to the Chuck Man?" Now think about this. How does he know both their names? Now you could say that, well, Dale has been talking to him all day. Those are his childhood friends, so he probably brought them up. Maybe, maybe, but he knows the nickname instantly. I mean, maybe Dale said it, but nah, come on. He knows their names already, and this is like his first day. Nah, something's up. Something's up. How does he know their names? He's a Cupid. He's a Cupid. I'm telling you, he's a Cupid in training, boy. I'm telling you, he's a Cupid in training. Sorry, but there's some more evidence for that later on in the episode too. So after that happens, little Q he gets an idea and he brings out his happy sack and he's looking at Chucky and Nicole. Then we go over to the Java Lava, and Angelica's plan to get Sean to ask her out is to have Harold beg to go to the dance with her, and that's gonna make him jealous. That's gonna make Sean jealous to ask Angelica out. Now, while she's explaining this plan, Harold goes, Angelica, I told you I can't go to the dance with anybody. I'm the DJ. And she goes, just say it. Okay. Okay. So he brings out some note cards and he starts to, plead for Angelica. Please, Angelica, go to the dance with me. I love you so much. Get on one knee. Don't read that. So he gets on one knee. He keeps pleading for her. Angelica says out loud that you are the fifth guy I rejected. I'm waiting for the most popular and most handsome boy to ask me out. I wonder who could that be? And everybody in the Java Lava is like turned around, just looking at them, like what is happening? Because they're like screaming these lines. They're saying these lines out loud, super loud. Like, what are these jokers doing? Then it gets so funny to the point to where when Angelica starts to say that I'm waiting for the most handsome boy to ask me out, who could that be? She runs over to the computers and Sean and not some dude, but one of his friends are playing the computer, and Angelica starts to lean on it, trying to be all cute and stuff. And they're like, yo, you're blocking the game. No, the Sean doesn't even say that. He tells his boy to tell her that you're blocking the game. He couldn't even say that himself to Angelica. And Angelica feels really sad and starts to walk away. I kind of feel bad for her. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, yeah, this probably isn't the best way to try to get with your crush, but she likes this boy so much, and he's like, "Hey, man, get out my face. I'm gonna play the game." Like, yes, it was funny, but yeah, this isn't exactly the best way to try to get with your crush. So anyway, we pan over to Z, Kimmy, and Susie, talk about what Angelica just did, and they all make their own little pack, just like Tommy, to where they're all gonna go to the dance, just as bros. Then we pan over to not Lil, sorry, Phil and Tommy, and Tommy is telling Phil that you know what, I know I'm kind of happy for Chucky that he's gonna go try to ask Nicole out, but I am kind of bummed that he's not gonna be with us at the dance. Maybe come on, we made a promise to go as bros. I know that sounds kind of mean, but I'm kind of hoping she rejects him, which is wild. Now Kimmy's group hears this. Now they only hear the last part that he hopes that Nicole rejects him. They don't hear the first part, so they're assuming that Tommy likes Nicole. Now, I thought that was going to come into play later on in the episode. That kind of comes into play later on, but not the way I was thinking. I thought that Kimmy's group was going to try to tell Nicole that you like him or, try to help Tommy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, try to help Tommy give up her. That thing doesn't happen, but something else kind of happens with what Tommy says. But it's kind of jacked up. Now, I understand what Tommy's trying to say that, yeah, they were supposed to go as a group, as friends, so he's breaking the pact and, he wants to be with his boy. But still, hoping that she says no is kind of wild. I mean, yeah, I'll be kind of bummed too, but I want to hope she says no. You know how much you know how much Chucky likes her. I remember me and my friends had a group like this. Not a group like this, but we had a pack like this my junior year of high school. We planned to go to the prom, just with us, like as friends. And we did do that. We all went to the proms just as friends. We just went there, goofed off. Now, our senior year, we did all plan to have dates. That was the plan. Everybody would have dates. And man, that was a lot of pressure. I'm not going to lie. I'm not really the best Casanova out there. I'm not really a Casanova at all. So that was a lot of pressure. And as you know, whenever I was a senior, COVID came around, so we got kicked out of school. So we wasn't able to have our senior dance, which kind of sucks. Part of me was kind of relieved because that pressure was off me to ask someone out. But also at the same time, I did kind of want to go to the school dance or the prom. This is a dance, but this isn't the prom. But for me, it was a prom. We were planning on going to the prom with a girl. I don't know who. I had technically two options. They could have said no, but I had technically two options. But still, that was a lot of pressure off my chest. But I was kind of bummed I wasn't able to go to my senior prom though. And we can't do it again. So that kind of sucks. But anyway, we go outside and we see little Q practicing with his hacky sack, and he throws into somebody's yogurt by accident. Chucky walks over to Tommy and he's about to go ask Nicole out to the dance. He goes, "Okay, Tommy, how do I look? Am I looking good? My hair good? My breath? My teeth?" He goes, "Chucky, calm down. I mean, you talk to her all the time." He goes, "Yeah, I know, but this isn't exactly just a normal conversation. I'm asking her to the dance." But okay, I'm gonna go. So he starts to walk over there. Tommy tells him to break a leg. Now they mentioned this earlier in the episode. I forget to mention, but when they were in the cafeteria, Chucky does say she might say yes to me because I think she's over the whole Chongo thing. I mean, no, wait. Wait a second. Now I'm gonna like be paranoid. I'm saying it wrong because I was saying it wrong throughout the whole episode. I said Mongo. I think it was Chongo. I was saying Mongo throughout the whole episode. But when he said that, he says he finally said hi to me. So I think she's over the whole Chongo thing. And when he said that, I was thinking, oh, so I guess since that episode, she wasn't talking to Chucky at all until she said hi. But in this conversation, Tommy says that they talk all the time. So that's kind of contradicting, unless I was hearing it wrong. But he walks over to go say hi to her, and little Q says, "Hey, you know what? I think I need a better target to try to hit, like that book that girl is holding." Now, why would you try to hit the book that Nicole is holding? Who knows why? But as soon as he hits her with the hacky sack on her head, he doesn't hit the book, he hits her head. Chucky, he trips over his shoelaces and falls to the ground. Nicole stands up to see who hits her and instantly sees Tommy because because Chucky fell to the ground. And once she sees Tommy, she falls head over heels with him. I mean, she goes, "Tommy, you're the most cutest boy in school." Runs over to him, hugs him, calls him cute over and over. Chucky's like, "What?" He goes, "Okay, this is a problem." I know he felt sick to his stomach, but I saw my crush running over to my best friend. "You're so cute. Oh, I love you. I love you." Oh man. I need to. I'm about to throw up. Oh, I'll be sick to my stomach, boy. We cut to inside in not Claire, sorry. Nicole, she wants Tommy to hold her books. Tommy's like, "I can't exactly do that." "Oh, it's okay. You're so cute," and walks off. Chucky's like, "What?" He's like, "What? You gotta be kidding me." So then we cut to outside, and little Q, he's feeling really bad because he understands that Chucky likes Nicole, and now he got Nicole liking Tommy. So he goes, "Okay, I need to hit her on the head again just to, fix her." Now, come on. Now, you could say, "Oh, this is just a cartoon, Captain Yeet. Hitting somebody on the head might mess up their brain. It's a cartoon," which is true. But then guess what? He tries to hit Nicole with the happy sack and misses, and he hits Sean on the head. And Sean turns around and looks at Susie and falls head over heels for Susie, calling her cute, wants to go to the dance with her twice. Now you could say it's a cartoon, but nah. That hacky sack is like Cupid's arrow. That's the love arrow, making you fall in love instantly. Like, come on now. And before he fell in love with Susie, Angelica was actually talking to him. Like, look at this scene. Like, she was actually talking to Sean. He was smiling. They were actually starting to get along. So it seemed like they were having something happen. They were having something happen. But now he's in love with Susie. Angelica obviously gets really mad. Pulls Susie to the side, saying, "Hey, what is your problem? You know Sean was mine, and you're gonna steal him from me?" So she's like, "What are you smoking?" Well, she doesn't say smoking, but she goes, "What is your problem? You saw him run up on me, and I just told him no, I don't like him. So what are you talking about?" Like, what? Angelica doesn't trying to hear any of that, and she walks away. And little Q is feeling a little sad because he's kind of messing up all these hacky sack throws and making everybody fall in love with everybody that they shouldn't be. So then we go inside, and Chucky's trying to make some sort of explanation of why Nicole could be in love with Tommy. So he's like, okay, Tommy, did you save her life? Did you help her with her homework? Did you do this or that? Tommy's like, no. I barely talked to her. I haven't done anything. I don't know why she's in love with me, but come on. You know that Nicole likes you more than she likes me. He's like, really? Nicole cuts the corner in the hallway and goes, Tommy, I was looking for you. It gives him a Valentine's card to where he opens it and there's a Maraxi band saying, be mine. He goes, oh, Nicole, thank you. I mean, it's not even Valentine's Day. She goes, yeah, I know. I used to give the special ones out early. Chucky goes, what? She gives the special ones out early? And she gave one to you? Oh my goodness, I feel so bad for Chucky this episode. I would have been sick to my stomach. Oh my goodness. I know I keep saying that, but Chucky, he just walks away. Then we go over to the Java Lava, and Dill is telling little Q that you know what? Maybe you should try to hit some objects that aren't moving. That's why you keep missing. So at first, just try to hit some objects that don't move, and then you can work your way up to objects that do move. And little Q's thinking to himself, you know what? Maybe that makes somewhat sense. Then we go over to Kimmy, Z, and Susie, and Z says that he's gonna walk over to the counter and order their smoothies. Angelica walks over, telling Kimmy to be careful of this boy stealer, and Kimmy says, "What? Okay, first off, me and Z are just friends. We don't really like each other like that. That's number one. Number two, it's Susie. She's my best friend. I wonder how that happened. I mean, we saw that one moment in episode 5 when they were like, really close with each other back when she had gum in her hair. But still, I mean, I'm not saying it can't happen, but I wonder how they became best friends. I mean, because I don't know, part of me was like, wouldn't that be Angelica? But it's Angelica. With Susie, because they are the same age, but you don't have to be the same age to be best friends with someone. And, I just always thought about that. That's kind of funny. But actually, wait, never mind, never mind. I was gonna say this was the first episode we don't see any of the parents because every time we go to the Java Lava, for some reason, there's no Betty and there's no Chaz. But we do see Stu. Thank you, Richie Poe, for that, Stu, and we see Dee Dee. But yeah, we see the parents. I thought it was like the first episode with no parents. But Angelica's like, yeah, yeah, whatever. We'll see. She's just the boy stealer. Kimmy goes, okay, look at this. Susie, can you go help Z with the smoothies? She goes, of course I will. So she starts to walk towards the counter. Now, when the smoothies are done being made, little Q looks at the smoothies on the counter and tries to hit them with the hacky sack. I'm like, what are you doing? Now, I know not Lil, sorry, so many characters. I know Dale just said you should probably practice on hitting targets that don't move, then move up to targets that do move, which makes sense. But why would you hit cups filled with smoothie? You just saw these smoothies being made. How about you hit some cups that don't have anything in them? But no, he tries to hit them, but then he hits Z on the head, and then Z turns around and sees Susie, falls head over heels for Susie's. Little Q's like, oh my goodness, not again! What did I just do? And so Kimmy sees this. She gets really jealous and mad. And then Sean, he walks into the store, and now we have two boys arguing over Susie. I thought it would have been a little bit better if they would have had somebody head over heels for Angelica. So you have one for each. But I guess now you have. Oh, sorry, I hit my table really hard. So you have one for each. But no, you have two boys after Susie. Now Kimmy's starting to feel really bad, and Angelica's like, "What's the matter? I thought you didn't like Z like that." Well, I didn't. I mean, I did. God, and she gets really mad, yells at Susie, and runs out the store. And so yeah, now you got two people mad at their best friends. Then we go over to little Q, and he's inside of Tommy's house talking to Dill. Dill says, "I'm gonna be the practice target. Try to hit me because maybe you're working on your slow reflexes and you need to work on your fast reflexes." Now, little Q says that I only get 1 week a year in February to get this right. 1 week a year, the week of Valentine's Day. Look, it's evidence not making sense, and he's making everybody fall in love with the simple hacky sack. Come on. So after that, he goes, you know what? Thank you for helping me, Dill, but my mojo is just gone. Now, when he says that, he throws his hacky sack to the side, and he can just reappear his hacky sack out of nowhere. He'll throw it to the side and just miraculously have it in his hand. But there was this one scene, if I can get it, he just went like this, and the ball was just in his hand. I'm like, what? Ball just appeared in his hand. So he throws the hacky sack to the side, saying that his mojo is gone. and then the ball hits Spike, and Spike falls in love with the vacuum cleaner. Now, while Spike is asleep, we see this random dog lying on him, and at first I was like, "Who the heck is this?" I had to pause it really quickly. Now, at first, I thought this dog was the poodle dog that Spike fell in love with in Rugrats in Paris. And if you didn't know, I didn't know this too for a long time until when I was doing my Rugrats in Paris review. Like the day before, I was looking at some clips of like regular Rugrats episodes, and I saw a clip to where the poodle dog that Spike fell in love with in Paris, they actually brought it back to their house. Well, Chucky brought it to his house and they keep it. I was like, what? I didn't know that. That's kind of cool. So I guess that poodle dog was Kira's dog. I mean, it was running around Paris all week with Spike. So how did that happen? I mean, I guess it could have snuck out just like Spike did. But still, they brought the poodle dog back with them. So I guess this is their son. Because this dog does have the same type of skin as the poodle dog. And it has a little fluff of hair like Spike's fur. So yeah, I guess this is his son. I'm assuming that they just let the dog stay at Spike's house for a few days. Then it stays at um Kira's house for a few days, since it's both of their sons. But that's kind of cool. Now they don't confirm this, but come on. I mean, looking at it, that has to be their son. They don't say anything outright, but yeah, that has to be their son. I don't know if they have this son like as a puppy in the original series, but yeah, look at them. That's their son. That's definitely their son. Okay, so after that happens, there's a phone call. Tommy answers it, and it's Nicole. He's answering random questions, his favorite food. He has homework to do. And Dee Dee and Stu was like, "Hey, what's the matter, Tommy?" He's like, "Oh, I was a girl, and she really likes me." And Stu goes, "Ah, the pickle's curse. Yeah, but I don't like her. Chucky likes her, but she likes me. I don't know why. But maybe if she realizes that, Chucky wants to go to dance with her, she'll go off of me and go to him. Thanks, Mom and Dad," and runs away. Dee Dee goes, "I don't know what we said, but I'm glad we said it." And Stu's like, "Yeah, but what's going on with Spike?" And he's like just loving on the, on the vacuum. He's like looking at it. He's not doing anything crazy. Then we go over to Chucky's house, and Kimmy doing the dishes. And Chucky says, "Look, Kimmy, I've been in your predicament for the past 2 days, and I understand how you feel." She goes, "Oh, really? So you just figured out that you have feelings for this boy, and now your so-called best friend is going to the dance with them?" Well, not exactly in that sort of way, but I do feel you kind of, not exactly in that kind of way, but I do feel how you're feeling. But I started thinking, Tommy, he's my best friend. And if he says that he has no idea why Nicole really likes him, and he said that he wants, oh no, if he says he doesn't know why Nicole really likes him, and he also says that he doesn't like her, then I believe him. And besides, he told me he wants me to ask her to the dance. She goes, "Oh yeah." Well, I overheard that he told well, he says, well, she doesn't say Phil, but she goes, "I overheard him saying that he hopes Nicole dumps you." What? No, no, he didn't say that. That doesn't really come into play later on in the episode, that specific line. I thought it would have come into play, but no, it doesn't. I mean, it would have been kind of bad because you already have Nicole liking him. And you say that? Yeah, that would have been that would have been really bad. That would have been a really bad predicament for Tommy. By the way, after that, we go over to, let me not get ahead of myself. We go over to the school, and Tommy does try to tell Nicole about Chucky. He goes, "Nicole, what if I told you there was this shy boy that wanted to ask you out to the dance, but he just couldn't because he was too nervous?" Now, Nicole is thinking that he's talking about himself and hugs Tommy, saying, "Yes, I'll go to the dance with you." Tommy's like, "What?" No, 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 no. I'm talking about, oh, it's so cute when boys try to make up a fake scenario when they don't want to ask somebody yourself. I'm about to tell everybody I'm going to the dance with Tommy Pickles. And she runs straight into Chucky and tells him to his face, "I'm going to the dance with Tommy." Goodness. I know this is like the 10th time, sick to my stomach. Even Chucky starts to grab his chest. Oh, I feel so bad for my boy. Tommy comes over to Chucky and tries to explain, like, "Hey, I tried to tell her no, that, I was trying to tell her about you." And he goes, "You know what? I made a big mistake for the past 9 years, thinking that you were my best friend." And he runs away. And then obviously little Q, he's feeling horrible with the whole situation. We cut into the hallway, and Tommy Lily does tell her, "Hey, Nicole, I cannot take you to the dance." She goes, "Well, Tommy, you're going to be there, and I'm going to be there. So that means you're taking me to the dance." Like, what? That is not what that means. And Phil is right next to Tommy. Tommy goes, "Phil, you heard me tell her no, right?" "Yep." "Well, why didn't she say it?" "I don't know, man. I guess Valentine's Day make people go crazy." And then we go over to Angelica, and she's still really mad at Susie about taking Stu. Susie tells Angelica that, hey, I told Z and no, not Stu. What's his name? Sean. And yo, look, I told Sean and Z I don't like them both. I don't want to go to the dance. Well, they just keep coming at me. It's annoying. And Angelica's like, what? Really? Huh. Well, okay then. Well, he doesn't want you. Then he should just come over to me and walks away. Then we cut over to the Java Lava. And it getting so bad to where Stu, and that's, sorry, I keep saying Stu, Sean and Z are so obsessed with Susie that she has to wear this giant trench coat to hide from them. She goes, whew, I finally got away from them. I lost them in the library or the arcade. She has to wear this just to sneak away. And then Chucky instantly notices, oh, hey, Susie. Hey, Chucky. Oh, this whole thing is just getting so crazy. Why does Valentine's Day make people go crazy? Obviously, Chucky's like, I don't know. It's just one of those things. And she's really upset because, Kimmy was her best friend and she just doesn't believe her. And Chucky's like, well, the evidence is just so great. She goes, yeah, I know, but isn't that the whole point of being a best friend? To even when the odds are stacked against you, when there's so much evidence, you still believe them because they're your best friend. And Chucky starts to think, he goes, you know what? You're right, Susie. You should trust your best friend. And part of me is like, yes, that is true. I mean, well, okay, if there's like crazy evidence, then I don't know. But at least for me, for my best friend, I mean, I'll believe them no matter what. If it gets to an extent, if there's like crazy evidence, that's like cut clear. I don't know, but I don't know about that. But we go over to the prom. Well, not the prom. We go over to the school dance, and I wish there was a scene specifically of all the Rugrats together because they all have really cute dresses on. Tommy and the boys looking really dapper. Like, I wish there was one scene of all of them standing together with this snatch. I don't know what the thumbnail is gonna be, but Chucky tells Kimmy what Susie said. She goes, "Are you serious? He said that? I feel so bad. I cut her out of a picture of me and her last night." Susie comes over. She goes, "Well, we can start making new pictures together right now." And Chucky has his hair slicked back, like he looks so dapper, boy. Like all these dresses and suit. Well, they don't have suits on, but they can look really nice. We go over to the food counter, and Lil made cupcakes in the shape of an Aztec word meaning like love, but she's not letting anyone eat any of the cupcake because she said if you take a cupcake, it's gonna like not spell out love, which is true, but that's the whole point of this food counter is to eat the food. Like, what is like what is her problem? Anyway, Dill, he gives little Q some advice. He goes, just let it go and let it be, and your minds will be clear to hit your targets. And so that's what he does. He starts to breathe, thinks to himself to let it go. And then we see little two balloon hearts. And then we cut over to, let me make sure I'm getting this right. I think we go over to Angelica and see. Oh, no, no, sorry. We go over to Tommy and he's looking at Nicole. And then Chucky runs into Tommy. He goes, look, Tommy, I understand that I feel really bad about Nicole not liking me the way she likes you. But hey, it's okay. You're still my best friend. And I believe you that you have no idea why she likes you. And we're still bros? Yeah, we're still bros. That was sweet. Look at Chucky's hair. Look at it all slick back. Trying to look all prim and proper. Poor Chucky. I know you gotta use so much hand gel to do that. Look at it all slick back, don't look all nice and neat. Then we go over to Angelica, and she's on the phone trying to be like, "Oh, hey, I know you want to go to the dance with me, but I can't. I'm asking someone else. Maybe Sean." And Sean isn't even dressed up. Everybody is dressed up for this dance besides from him. He's just in his regular hoodie that he was in the beginning of the episode. Like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, this is so stupid, man. Like, why are you doing this? This is Angelica's dress. She went out. She went all out, boy. Look at that. She went all out with this dance. He was going crazy. But he's not really trying to pay attention to her because he's still in love with Susie. So obviously Angelica's feeling really, really bad about this. Eventually, Hero turns on the music. Everybody starts to dance. Tommy gives Chucky the courage to go after Nicole. And when he does this, oh, wait. Okay, I was trying to get a scene of Susie's and Kimmy's dress. When he does this, Tommy does a really funny smile. Now, little Q, he gets the confidence from Dill, and he starts to shut out his happy sack, and it actually works. He hits Nicole. Nicole goes back on to Chucky. He hits He hits Z. He goes right back over to Kimmy. He hits Sean. He's not exactly head over heels for Angelica, but Angelica screams at him to dance. So he's like, okay, okay, I'll dance. He's like, I'll dance with you. And so everything is going back to the way it should be. Now, Dill, he sees this. He goes, hey, look at that. It's true. You're doing great. And he looks at the cupcake counter, and there's an alien cupcake. He goes, hey, look at this. It has to be. And then Q just disappears with a note saying, thanks for the tips. Q. What? So that alien cupcake, we saw like an outward shot of the whole food table. There was not any one alien cupcake. Now all of a sudden there's an alien cupcake. Yeah, nah. I mean, I guess you could say, oh, he's an alien. I'm thinking he's a Cupid. That is a. I don't know if he comes back later in the season or in the series in general, but that is a Cupid. That is a Cupid in training. You can't tell me otherwise. He just disappears. His happy sack does that. Then at the end of the episode, he leaves the happy sack and Dill grabs it and starts to kick it around and he kicks it and it goes flying across the room and it hits the drama teacher and she goes, oh, if only this was Cupid's arrow. Then the camera pans up to like this little toy Cupid on the roof and with an arrow. I'm like, yo, come on. Come on. Oh, this was Tommy's face when he told Chucky to go over there and saw that finished this charm. Really? Oh, okay then. And so he walks over there and she's like, Chucky, Chucky, hey, yo, come over here, Chucky. Oh, that boy is feeling so happy. And that's the episode for you guys today. Come on. That was sweet. This was a sweet episode. It was funny. I mean, for most of the episode, oh man, it was really, really, really feeling kind of sad for Chucky. My boy was just going through it. My boy was going through it, boy. I feel so sad for Chucky and Angelica a little bit too, because he really liked this guy. He was just not trying to look at her at all, even before that. Okay, yeah, here's the scene with Nicole, and then that's about it. Like, aside from the scene with Nicole, everybody else didn't start to dance, but they were just walking. This is a nice little shot of Angelica. I do want to show if I can get it right, but yeah, they just start to dance. Yeah, actually, let me pause it and try to get that one scene of Angelica, because they see it like this balloon perfectly in front of her. It was a really nice shot. Okay, I'm back. So before I leave, I do want to mention this one joke I forget to mention. So when everybody started to fall in love with the right people again, uh, let Phil wanted to get some cupcakes, but like I said before, Lil wasn't letting anybody eat any cupcakes because she wanted to make sure the word was making sense. So he goes over and whispers to Tommy, "Hey, can you ask my sister to a dance so I can go eat some food?" So that's what he does. Lil and Tommy go on the dance floor. They start to dance. Phil tries to go to get a cupcake. Then Susie grabs him and they go start to dance. And then when they're dancing, he sees someone else grabs a cupcake and gets really sad. But then he goes, whatever. And then he starts to keep dancing he keeps dancing with Susie. I thought that was funny and a little sweet too. Yeah, but here's the scene. She's like holding that balloon perfectly. He goes, whoa, Angelica, did you see? Yes, I'll dance with you. That's not what I dance with me. He's like, all right, okay then. Okay, yeah, that's the episode. But alright, so like, share, and subscribe to see you all later. Thank you all for watching. I think all of you women human beings, and I'll see you guys next time. Alright, bye bye.